Agenda number 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report, 5, mayor's report, 6, clerk's report, 7, treasurer's report, 8, public comment, 9, unfinished business, 10, new business, 11, warrant, 12, communication, and number 13, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
Support.
Moved by Tally, supported by Abdul to support the regular council minutes agenda. Tally?
Yes.
Abdul?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. Number 2 are the minutes. Agenda item 2A for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, July 8, 2024 at 7:30 p.m.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on the 8th of July at 7:30.
Second that motion.
Moved by Wadsworth, second by Tally to approve the special minutes of the meeting that was held on Monday, July the 8th at 6:45 to discuss the quarterly investment report. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wilson?
Was that me?
No, that was the regular meeting.
No, it was for the regular meeting.
It's the regular meeting? I'm
Yes.
sorry, the regular meeting held on July the 8th. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just voted yet.
Okay.
Then we'll go to.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Abdul?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
I voted already.
Second, sorry.
Just
Roscoe?
say yes.
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. Agenda
Now we'll do
item
the special meeting.
2B, we're requesting approval of the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, July 8, 2024 at 6:45 p.m. to discuss the quarterly investment report.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve the minutes from the special meeting that was held on Monday, the 8th of July at 6:45, and it was to discuss the quarterly investment report.
Second that motion.
Moved by Wadsworth, second by Tally to approve the special meeting from July the 8th at 6:45. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Abdul?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, Council. Madam Chair and Council, number 3 is petitioner, and we have 2 petitioners on the agenda this evening. The first petitioner we have Cameron Wilson. I believe he's here, and he's here this evening. His petition is a road closure request, also representing Romulus Community Baptist Church. They're asking council to approve and authorize a no-fee permit for the road closure of Boise Walkway and Colorado Street from 4th to the church property line for the Romulus Community Baptist Church located at 6200 4th Street for their annual picnic on August 31st, 2024 from 11 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, so I'm here basically covering for Diane Cofield and Jason Malloy. They snuck this on me, so first thing my pastor said, we're going to pay you for your time. So I'm here asking for approval for the road closure.
Council, I just want to include that the petition was forwarded to our police and ordnance, public works, and fire departments for their input, and those departments raised no objections.
Thank you. Any discussion from council? No?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to grant the no-fee permit for the road closure on Boise Walkway and Colorado Street from 4th Street to the church property line for the Romulus Community Baptist Church located at 6200 4th Street for their annual picnic on August 31st, 2024, a.m. to 4 p.m.
I second that motion.
Moved by Roscoe, second by Tally, to approve the no-fee permit for the 4th Street Baptist Church annual picnic on August the 31st from 11 to 4 p.m., 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
You're good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Save me a hot dog, bro.
Madam Chair and Council, our second petitioner, and this is a special land use request, special land use 2024-005, Tesla Supercharger EV charging station. It is being requested approval for the special land use for Tesla to allow a supercharger electric vehicle charging station facility with 44 charging stalls located at 9100 Beverly J. McAnally Drive in the Romulus Trade Center condominium. And I'm not sure who's presenting this evening. Good evening. Would you mind just stating your name for the
Yes,
record,
good
please?
evening, everyone. My name is Brian Davis, and I'm a senior construction manager for Tesla out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you for having me here this evening. I do want to answer any questions. I have a presentation prepared. I don't know. Yes, thank you. Had my mind. Thank you very much. So we do have a quick presentation about Tesla, so if there are any questions about Tesla, and then also specifically the supercharger site that we're proposing as well. I do have Rachel with PEA and Chase from North Point here for any other questions. So with that, for most of you, have hopefully seen a Tesla around. Our mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. We do that as a company in a lot of different avenues, primarily electric vehicles being one of our biggest missions. And doing that, we need the charging network to make that transition. What you see here is a site in Fireball, California. This is a site that we have that will be similar to what we're proposing here in Romulus, with the canopies that will have solar on top of the canopy to harness that daylight, and then put that back into the grid and actually add to the system. Our charging network, in the beginning, when electric vehicles were first coming around, it was decided that, and understood very quickly by Tesla, that the vehicles would be no more than just a fad if there wasn't a charging network that was built out to allow people to use them like they're intended to be used. So early on, we started building a charging network to make sure that the drivers can get wherever they need to get across the United States and North America. So with that, we have built that out. Our drivers, as Tesla drivers initially, everything is controlled through the car, as far as the app showing where to go, what your state of charge is when you get there, and then you can monitor when you're charging your vehicle through the phone itself. Our vehicles have an average charge time of about 25 minutes. For our drivers to come into our supercharger station, the vehicle itself will actually see when the car is coming to the charging station that they have it programmed in. It conditions the batteries, and so the vehicle, when the driver gets there and they plug in the charge, it'll optimize that charging time, and it'll give them about a 25-minute time where they'll be able to get out, stretch their legs, and with our partnership with Sheets Next Door, allow them to use that or any other entity or business that comes around in the area in the future, for the future development. Our charging network, we're very proud of our charging network being monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have a 99.97% uptime on our network. Our sites are remotely monitored through our network operations center. They can tell whenever a site is down, whenever a post is down, or if there's an issue with something at the site, and very quickly dispatch our mobile service technicians to that site to make any repairs or any necessary assessments. As you can see, our network has grown tremendously. Looking at 2017, as when we were starting to become more efficient in our process and building and picking the right locations and making sure we needed to be where the drivers needed us, so that they could charge, so that they can continue their trip through, or for the people that are close by had a place to go and serve the community, and also those passing through. So today, well, as of 2023, you can see that network has just continued to grow. We continue to monitor and see where we have areas where drivers are waiting. We want to prevent someone from having to wait to charge their car. We understand that this process is a little bit different than going to a traditional gas station. There is a little extra time. The last thing we want is someone to have to add to that by waiting in line to have their vehicle charged. One question that may be in everybody's mind is, this only for Tesla? At this time, all electric vehicle manufacturers, almost all of the electric vehicle manufacturers in North America have signed on to Tesla, and they are installing the NACS connector, the North American Charging Standard connector, that is in the Tesla vehicle. They're actually installing those in new vehicles from the factory. And so that will give those manufacturers access to the Tesla charging network. That is one of the hardest, sell points of an electric vehicle, is adequate charging. Someone being stranded, that's a worst case scenario. And with our charging network and the availability and the uptime, we're very proud of that. And we want to make sure that we can share that, not just have it for the Tesla drivers, but have it for those other vehicle manufacturers, and they can take advantage and use our network. So it is charging for all. For the specific site here in Romulus, we're excited with this site as the location of where it is, and physically being next to Sheets, which we are a partner with Sheets. We build at a lot of Sheets sites, so this is a great opportunity for us to keep that partnership with them and have our site adjacent to them. So, and then also right there for anything else that comes up down the road as far as any other businesses that are brought to that area. So with that, we will have initially building out, we'll have all of our charging stations, and then once the charging stations are built, the solar canopies will go on, and we'll actually tie that back into, and all that energy that we're capturing would actually go back into the grid. So we're working through that interconnection process now with DTE. Any questions on the?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you came up with a fee?
I'm sorry?
A fee?
A fee.
Yes.
So the fees are, there isn't a set fee. The fee that's charged to our drivers is based on the energy cost that we're getting from the utility, which can fluctuate based on peak times. We do offer, we try to take that energy that we're using and pass it on to the driver and make sure that we keep our charging as cheap as we can. Yeah.
So what is the going rate? Do you have anything that's set in stone now that will be going?
No, we don't have anything set in stone, but typically our drivers will report back that, to put 200 miles or 300 miles in their car,
$25.
depending on the battery that they have, I mean, they're looking at $8 or $9 in some areas. So it's not something that I can stand here and say it's going to cost this amount. It just depends on the utilities. In some states, you know, the way that the utilities are set up, we're not able to resell energy. So we have other things that we have to do to make sure we capture that cost. But our goal is to not turn this into a profit machine, because our goal is to keep drivers on the road with an electric vehicle.
Right, and I was just saying, because this is becoming such a big thing.
Sure.
You know, electric cars, so,
Yes.
you know, we definitely, and I understand you say you can't resell back the,
In some places,
solar
yes,
energy.
yes, yes.
But, you know, people are asking, because it's becoming so popular, what will be the fee to charge it for 200 miles or 300? Is 200 the most you can get out of a charge?
No, it would depend on the capacity of the car itself, what the range of the battery is on the vehicle itself, as far as how much you could charge. So when we say that our vehicles will charge, you know, in 25 minutes for average charge time, that'll take the vehicle up to a 90% charge. So that's, you know, not, typically drivers won't charge it to the 100% mark, but, you know, if they're on the road traveling and they have a long distance trip, they may take advantage of that. So that would increase that time of charging, so.
So are you looking to invest to where you can get more mileage? Because, you know, if you're going out of town, 200 miles is not far. If you taking the trip for 15.
Understood, yes.
Yeah.
And being on the construction side for the charging network, I'm not as privy to everything going on in the design and development, but, you know, as with everything else, and the improvements that we have in battery technology, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
You know, everything gets.
Madam
gets
Chairman.
better.
Okay. Well, I think it's a great thing, especially being right there off of 94. The traffic can jump off of 94 on the Vinings, load up for as much as they can get and take off. So I thank you for picking our location. Mr. Wadsworth?
Okay, I think it's a good idea, and I have no problem with it, but I gotta ask the mayor, when did we name a street to Beverly J. McAnally?
Now that one, yeah, I will step back from that one.
Yeah, you don't have
No, I mean, I think it's a wonderful idea, but, you know,
Haven't been there?
I think it's great, but when did we name this street?
Full disclosure, I just heard about it about 5 minutes ago, but I love the idea, and I think it's part of the private industry and private property. North Point came up with that. We talked about how Beverly McAnally was key in that development and getting that exit.
Oh, she was the start of it.
Right. So I'm sure that's had something to do with it, but I think North Point got that in there, and I'm definitely not going to object to that.
But we probably should do
Yeah,
it
but they should have
officially.
brought it to us.
It's on private property.
I don't mean right now tonight, but it should be done officially.
I know they're doing that parkway too, that you have that walkway around that whole North Point site. That's going to be the Beverly McAnally walkway as well, so.
Wonderful.
Is that private property?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Madam Chair, you said that, what's the average charge that the car has in it when it's entering, that it can go 25 minutes at a time?
So typically that 20% charge, 20% to 90 or 85 would be that 25-minute charge.
70% of the capacity.
Taking away.
Yes, yes, yeah. So, and it's just like anything else, that as you go up to that 100%, it has to slow the rate of charge down to protect the batteries, and you know, all that's internal to the vehicles, so.
So also, is the time it takes to charge dependent upon how many vehicles are charging at that time? And I assume there's a set amount of wattage on the vehicle itself. And so everybody, if they're all full, that would slow down your charge time.
So we have design our sites to look at that peak demand, and that's what we are actually basing the size of our electrical service on. So we're looking at that worst case scenario where we can serve everyone that comes in if every stall were 100% full. The idea of every vehicle pulling into this site and being at the exact same rate of charge or state of charge, and then hitting that peak rate of charge would be unlikely. So typically, and the way that our system is set up, and I can go back here, if you look at the bottom right, we have a cabinet that serves 4 posts. So 4 charge posts are served from one cabinet, and then we tie those together so that we can balance the load and share it so that it won't slow down your charge.
So, yeah, just a quick question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Are these superchargers?
Yes, these are superchargers, level 3 superchargers. Yes.
So, superchargers, and you talk about, you have the solar panels that are absorbing the sunlight,
Yes.
and that's sort of transitioning to the cabinet and it disperses
No,
the
so
power.
that actually, we're not actually capturing that and putting it into the
Okay,
charging.
'cause I was-
We're putting
my-
it,
I was
we're
just trying to
interconnecting it into, and back into the grid with DTE.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because I
Yes,
know you
yes.
said the sunlight, the solar panels, and I was like, how much is charged for the sunlight?
Yeah, no.
You're saying that they go
The
through-
technology isn't there. but,
Okay, so that was.
One of these days, right?
That's pretty interesting, you know, when
Yeah.
people get sunroofs in their house and the
Yes.
solar panels, I guess they, right?
Yes,
Their
so
house
yes,
up.
we do,
So
and
this is
that's-
not the same,
So Tesla, we're more than just a car company. You know,
Okay,
some people,
okay, great.
you know, we have the battery technology, the solar, we have the solar systems for people's homes.
Okay.
That they install, and then a product that we call Powerwall.
Sure.
That actually is a battery backup for your home.
okay. And you said the average price is about $9, because I was reading somewhere that said the average price is $25 for.
It depends
for a
on the state of
about
charge and how much,
25
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, and
It's $25 it was, that was the
Yeah,
average
and
across the
it's-
country.
in some areas where energy is cheap, obviously it's going to be less expensive.
Okay,
So depending
all right.
on, you know, how that energy is produced, you know, we don't have control over that.
Yep, final question.
Yes.
You said Tesla's has like a unison, if you will, a modular, it's that the big three can
Yes,
utilize
yes, for
on-
our
on their
connector,
vehicles.
yes.
So that's already been like, has that already been granted? I mean, because I know,
Yes, so-
I know there's been some discussions because the big three they're represented by the UAW.
Yes.
And UAW doesn't really give a hoot about Mr. Musk. So, because of all the politics. But has there been a buy-in by
Yeah.
the big three?
So
That's fine.
all three, Chrysler, Ford, and
GM.
Chevy, GM, have all three signed on to install the NACS connector in their vehicles.
In their vehicles.
I don't know the timeline for that.
Sure.
But all of those vehicles will have access to the supercharger network.
Okay, thank you.
As
Thank
they
you.
come along.
Thank you.
Yes.
Through the chair. Thanks. Couple of questions. I have a gas car, so I don't know nothing about electric cars and nothing, so may ask you stupid questions, but.
No such thing. No such thing.
So you got these charging stations, is it a commendation for having an electric car? Because you say you're not making money off of these charging stations, right?
Well, there is a profit that goes back into them, or if not, we can't keep building them. So
Right.
as far as what the profitability and, you know, all of that, those are all things that are taken care of, you know, behind the scenes. as
So you
far
are
as-
trying, it is some profitability that you're looking to get, right?
Yeah, yes, I mean, just like any other.
Okay, because I just
vehicles,
wanted to
yeah.
make sure I heard the right
Yes,
information.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, because I know you were saying something about DTE and recycling, but I just, okay. That, because you're not making this just to be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we have to be profitable, and part of
Yeah.
the profitability is in, you know, our construction costs and how we
Right.
can better build our sites, make them more effective for our drivers, and make sure that they come and use them.
Nope, sounds good. And then my second question was the security, because it looks like from the notes I was reading, it's not going to be staffed. This is
Correct.
just cameras. And I know you said you got an agreement with Sheets. Not sure how that agreement works because Sheets got their own business to take care of. So I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work, where they're going to kind of look at you guys, you know, kind of look at help you with your security, or how does that work?
So our security will be monitored, we'll have cameras for our site.
Okay.
And then also our drivers, anybody who would be using the station has the ability to report an issue with their phone.
Okay.
Or through their vehicle. So they can actually report an issue. If there's trash on the ground, they can report it. And then our network team will see that and they can dispatch somebody to take care of
Okay.
that. Or if they see a vehicle that's sitting there that's not supposed to be sitting there, they can report those kinds
Okay.
of things to our network team, and that's monitored 24/7, and they can get somebody out to resolve it.
So when you talk about Sheets, what is that agreement with them?
We have a partnership with Sheets
Uh-huh.
in other locations that we actually build on their property.
Right.
So that's,
Okay, that's kind of-
this is, with that partnership that we have, we're not working through them with this, but we definitely,
Got it.
They love to, they're loving for us to build next to them because we bring a lot of foot traffic.
Exactly.
So,
Okay, thank you.
yes.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
And in regards to sheets, from when we had the planning commission meeting, there's going to be a walkway between there. They're not going to be tromping over the grass to get over sheets. And then that corridor right there is going to be maintained, and I understand Sheets has agreed to make sure there's snow shoveled and what have you. And also, as far as maintenance and security, it was brought to our attention that there will be someone on site periodically throughout the day to empty trash, make sure things are working properly, and so on and so forth. So it won't be like totally no visual from
Yeah, it
an
won't be a
employee.
ghost town.
It just
by
won't,
any
it
means,
just
yes.
won't be someone there, standing there 24/7 as you're driving through.
Yes, we'll have, we'll have a third party that will take care of the actual trash removal to make sure the site's picked up, the grass is, everything's well maintained and looks presentable. I mean, we realize that we're in your front yard.
And it
This
is-
is important for you and it's important for us.
Yep, and just like you said, it's a win-win for Sheets because they want that foot traffic. If someone's charging their car for 20 minutes, they want them to come over and eat and buy a pop or what have you. And so it's a win-win all together being next door to each other.
Absolutely.
Now, I have a question, it may not be in your line, but 94, I'm thinking it's at 275 going west, they have that lane. Are you familiar with it, Mayor? Where it's supposed to, as you drive it in that one lane to the left, it's supposed to recharge your car?
Oh, the church.
I don't know anything about that. Right now, it's just an express lane, so you can stay away from the merging traffic. But there is some talk about that first alleyway for autonomous vehicles being in that area. I believe the infrastructure's there, but I don't know about going down the road and charging it. I'd love to see that.
I mean, that's what I heard, that's what that lane was, and nobody never said anything. So I was wondering, is that?
Yeah, and that would be something, we're not
Okay.
involved with that one,
Yeah,
sorry.
through the chair.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
get
like,
into that one, yeah.
It's only an express lane.
like I said, thank you for picking our city, because perfect location, 94 Vining. It's going to be so many people traveling 94 that'll want to jump off and charge their vehicle, so thank you. Mayor?
Through the chair, thank you. Just a quick comment. Yeah, thank you. Welcome to Romulus. Thank you for choosing Romulus. It's a great development over there. And I believe this is your first venture into Michigan with a supercharging station, right?
It's our first, what we call a mega
Mega?
site, yes, a
Yep.
large site, yes. It's actually the first one that we have.
Not related to Trump at all. It's a mega station referring to size,
Yes,
right?
it's a
Okay.
mega site that
Clarifying.
we're typically our sites are
Right.
8, 12, or 16 stalls.
Right.
So this is the first large site that we have in the Midwest.
Gotcha.
So-
Yeah.
No, excited to see the product, and we continue to see these charging stations, one by one, pop up at different stations, and there's always a line for them. So there's an increased market for that. I'm interested to see how far it goes, so thank you for choosing Romulus for coming
Yeah.
here, and also hats off to Kevin and the Economic Development Team working with North Point on this thing. Once again, Romulus is leading the charge for new development in Michigan, so pun intended, great work, you guys, and I'm excited about this development.
Yes.
So, just a quick question through the chair,
Yes.
please. Hybrid vehicles, obviously, they can be utilized as a charging station,
I don't believe hybrid vehicles will
Because-
be able to. Their charging is different.
because as you know, there's been a slowdown with electric vehicles being produced just because of the fact that consumers are very, very leery of not having the charging, not having a charging station, right, getting stranded. So I think the big three have pulled back. I think GM has pulled back their producing their electric vehicles. Ford is the plant that we're going to have in Marshall. They've sort of shuttered that. The big venture up there, Stellantis, I think, has pulled back as well. So there's a lot of skepticism, obviously, with and of course, with the political climate that we're in right now. Of course, this number 45, I think he is, if he gets elected, he talks about just scrapping the whole thing. Versus if a Democrat becomes president, then they're talking about actually enhancing it and pushing it forward. So obviously, there's some hedging going on right now. So how does that affect your drive or Mr. Musk's drive to pursue this this project?
And I can't speak for the other auto manufacturers and not Tesla. We're still selling vehicles. We're still running full steam. We have You know, we have a network right now that we're serving our Tesla vehicles that we, you know, when Elon made the determination that it was important to open that network to other manufacturers to allow them to help their vehicle sales, that was the next logical step. So
Okay.
regardless, we're building this network out for the 1.6. I mean, we just produced our 6 millionth vehicle, electric vehicle Tesla. I think we just hit 6 million. So, you know, we're still moving forward with purpose.
Okay, so you got an investment, obviously. An investment, there are risks. So I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair, if there's no other questions, I'll make a motion.
Wait, I would just like to say this. I seen a Tesla, it's your Cybertruck?
Yes, it's on the back of the, so this is a towing innovation. That's actually the Tesla Semi with all of the vehicles, so.
Make sure they come up or have a company to come up with something for that one that look like it's metal. Or make sure they come up with a good polish, because I seen one today, for as much as it cost, it didn't look appealing. So tell them to come up with a good polish or a wax or something for all that metal. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have to make a comment on that. Only because my son lives down in Austin, and I've been watching them build the Tesla plant since he moved down there. It's 1.5 miles, 2 miles long at least, right off the expressway, whatever that is down there. And I had finally just recently seen one of the Cybertrucks up here, and I was like, what in the world's that? So just about a month ago, I was down there, and going past there had to have been 5,000 of those that I just seen up there, and you know, and sitting out everywhere. And down there, it's just like common car going down the road. Up here, all of a sudden you see one, and it's just like, wow. So I just had to throw that in there. So I've been kind of watching that plant when it was just the beams up and you could literally light bulbs hanging in there, and now it's just you know, going full steam. And it's quite a sight to see down there. So, but with all that said, I'm going to make a motion. Madam Chair, I'm going to make the motion for special land use 2024-005/SPR-2023-037 for the special land use for the Tesla Supercharger EV charging station at 9400 Beverly J. McAnally Drive. And thank you very much for coming.
Support.
Moved by Roscoe, supported by Wadsworth, to support the Tesla Supercharger Station located at Beverly McAnally Drive. Roscoe?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank you all very much.
You're welcome. Don't forget to polish.
Pass that on.
You can just set it there. So pull it out. Thank you so much. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
That's you.
No report?
No
And
report?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Moved by Roscoe, supported by Abdul, to support the chairperson report. Roscoe?
Yes.
Abdul?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council, and Treasurer, Madam Clerk, in the audience here today, and also those at home. A few items before I get into my action items here. I have some updates for council on some ongoing issues that we had because of the lateness of the meeting started and the length of the agenda. I'm not going to get into great detail on these, but I want to make sure council has these communications and they understand. There was the issue last week with pretty face cleaning on the on the warrant and what was perceived as a possible duplicate check being cut. That's been addressed in the memo and the information that was not what was happening. But there was a lack of detail on how they voided the one check, so I made sure that explanation got to council. I want to make sure you had that. Also, there was a request for information on the Swan Lake and Bay Hill Streets status by Councilman Wilson. Want to make sure you got that information in the detail. Thank you, Roberto, for putting that detail in an answer for you as well. And also, a little bit of a more convoluted area was the issue around the no parking signs in Dexter Street and how it came up, how in Avalon we had the signs put up. Well, it explains that that was all part of that PDA of that development when Avalon was designed. So we got you the information on there. We want to make sure everybody understood that we're going to still work with the Planning Commission on language for the ordinance change about the vehicles. It'll take care of the problem we're having, and we'll have that in front of council as soon as we can. So I want to make sure that you had those communications, and again, feel free if there's any questions on those, that we get you additional detail. I also want to report out, I'm happy to report that PD had let me know that there was an issue with the stolen car that was coming through Romulus in Van Buren, and it got hit by the flock system that we installed, and it let our PD know that the stolen car was coming through our vehicle. They then located the vehicle in the airport in the hotel district and made the apprehension. So it's a tool that we put in law enforcement's hands to make them more efficient, and they were alerted to the nefarious activity in our community and instantly acted on that, and it's a positive result. So thank you, Romulus PD, on that one. And I also want to thank everybody who came out to the monument groundbreaking tonight. It's glad to get that project underway, and I'm happy to see that thing's going back in. I know we are all part of that. It's all names of our friends and family on that wall. And it's been a little bit too long to get that back in play because we couldn't get contractors to do it, so I'm glad we're moving forward. So thank you to everybody that came out to that groundbreaking ceremony. First item I have up for action tonight is the 2024 Pumpkin Festival. Yes, it's already that time of year again. And I would concur with the recommendation of Jerry Frayer, DDA Director, and Jasmine Dancy, Pumpkin Festival Committee Chairperson, respectfully request Council authorize a no-fee permit to Pumpkin Festival and Parade of Light activities during the 26th Annual Pumpkin Festival weekend of September 20th through September 22nd, 2024, as well as the following road closures requested. The closure of Hunt Street between Goddard and Bibbins, beginning at 12 noon on Friday and September 20th, 2024, and ending on Sunday, September 22nd at 8 p.m. Closure will be a primary midway for the Pumpkin Festival committees or festivities. The closure of Goddard Road from Gabrielle to 5 Points on Friday, September 20th, 2024, beginning at 6 p.m. and reopening at 11 p.m. in the Rotary Parade of Lights. The closure of Goddard Road from Moore Street east of the post office driveway on Saturday, September 21st, 2024, beginning at 8 a.m. and reopening at 8 p.m. Pumpkin Festival Car Show and Pumpkin Chunkin' Competition. Also, the closure of Goddard Road from Moore Street east of the post office driveway on Sunday, September 20th, 2024, beginning at 8 a.m. and reopening at 8 p.m. There are 4 motions required.
Madam Chair, I'll make that first motion to concur with the administration and authorize a no-fee permit for all Pumpkin Festival and Parade of Lights activities during the Pumpkin Festival weekend of September 20th through September 22nd, 2024.
Second. Okay.
So that's moved by Roscoe, second by Tally to approve the no-fee permit for the Pumpkin Fest and the Parade of Lights activities during the Pumpkin Fest weekend, September the 20th through the 20th through September 22nd, 2024. Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Madam Chair, I'll make that second motion to concur with the administration and authorize the closure of Hunt Street between Goddard Road and Bivens Street beginning at 12 p.m. noon on Friday, September 20th, 2024, and ending on Sunday, September 22nd, 2024, at 8 p.m. for the primary midway of the Pumpkin Festival festivities.
Support.
Moved by Roscoe, support by Wadsworth, to concur with the administration and authorize the closure of Hunt Street between Goddard Road and Bibbins from September the 20th and ending on September the 22nd, 2024 at 8 p.m. Roscoe?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Madam Chair, I'll make that third motion to concur with administration and authorize the closure of Goddard Road from Gabriel Street to east of the post office driveway on Saturday, September 21st, 2024, beginning at 8 o'clock a.m. and reopening at 8 p.m. for the Pumpkin Festival, Car Show, and Pumpkin Chunkin' Competition.
I second that motion.
Moved by Roscoe, second by Tally to approve the, concur with the administration to close Goddard Road from Goddard Road to Gabriel to the post office driveway, Saturday, September the 21st, beginning at 8 p.m. and reopening at beginning at 8 a.m. and reopening at 8 p.m. for the Pumpkin Chunkin' Car Show and Car Show. Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
And the last motion I'll make here, number 4, to concur with administration and authorize the closure of Goddard Road from Moore Street to east of the post office driveway on Sunday, September 22nd, 2024, beginning at 8 a.m. and reopening at 8 p.m.
I second that motion.
Moved by Roscoe, second by Tally, to concur with the administration and authorize the closure of Goddard Road from Monroe Street to east of the post office driveway on Sunday, September the 22nd, beginning at 8 a.m. and reopening at 8 p.m. Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have is a no-fee permit request for Elmer Johnson's Park. I concur with the request of Colleen Dumas, Recreation Director, and respectfully request that City Council authorize a no-fee permit to the Romulus High School class of 2014 for the use of Elmer Johnson's Park Pavilion on September 7th, 2024 for their 10-year class reunion.
Through the chair, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and authorize a no-fee permit to the Romulus High School class of 2014 for the use of Elmer Johnson's Park Pavilion on September 7th, 2024 for their 10-year class reunion.
I second that motion.
Moved by Abdo, second by Tally, for the no-fee permit for the Elmer Johnson Park for the class of 2014 reunion picnic. Abdo?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have is a Wayne Party Park grant for park improvements. I concur with the recommendation of Colleen Dumas, Parks and Recreation Director and Legal Counsel, and respectfully request City Council authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached grant agreement for the County of Wayne and the City of Romulus for improvements to Elmer Johnson's Park, St. John's Lodge, number 44 Park, and Oak Brook Park, with the allocation to the City of Romulus to be in the amount of $31,766 to upgrade playground equipment.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make that motion to concur with administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached grant agreement between the County of Wayne and the City of Romulus for improvements to Elmer Johnson's Park, 9755 Oscar, St. John's Lodge, number 44, 31800 Beverly Road, and Oak Brook Park, Spain Street, with an allocation to the City of Romulus in the amount of $31,766 to update playground equipment.
Support.
Moved by Tally, supported by Wadsworth for the Wayne County Park Improvement Grant Award, Elmer Johnson Park, St. John Lodge, and Oak Brook Park. Discussion?
Madam Chair, I'd just like to make a comment that this is well overdue, and I'm really glad to see we're going to be making updates to those parks.
I have a question, Mayor. When, I know with the previous administration, St. John Lodge, what agreement do we have? Because we named it after them, so did they agree to actually, they keep it up, or was the city still responsible?
The city's still responsible, but they do have some ownership. We've had some issues where we've had sporadic vandalism. They'll go take care of the park and clean some things there. So it's been a joint effort, but it's still the city's property. We still take care of the park, but it's named at St. John's Lodge 44.
Yeah, I would like to see that contract, because I was under the impression that because this is when all the parks was closed.
We can supply
And they made an agreement that they would take it over. So if that's the case, we shouldn't be spending additional money of doing something that they agreed to. So I would like to have that contract dug up, and let's make sure, because, you know, the former mayor was here when that was done, and if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but if we named it after them for that reason, and Dickerson, Robert Dickerson was the mayor's chief of staff at the time, so I would just like to see that, just to make sure.
I can have some team look into it and see what information we have on that.
I appreciate it. So moved by Tally, supported by Wadsworth. Tally?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have is resolution for long-term maintenance of stormwater. I concur with the recommendation of Don Straub, Assistant Director of Public Works, and Steve Hitchcock, City Attorney, and respectfully request City Council adopt the attached annual community resolution accepting long-term maintenance and stormwater management systems in accordance with Wayne County requirements from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025.
Through the chair, I'd like to concur with the administration and adopt the attached annual community resolution accepting long-term maintenance of stormwater management system in accordance with Wayne County ordinance requirements from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025.
Support.
Moved by Tally, supported by Roscoe, for the annual community resolution accepting long-term maintenance of stormwater management system. Tally?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have up is for the opioid settlement, and I concur with the recommendation of Steve Hitchcock, City Attorney, and respectfully request council authorize the mayor and clerk to sign the attached opioid settlement document with Kroger.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and grant authorization for the mayor and clerk to sign the attached opiate settlement documents with Kroger.
Support.
Moved by Roscoe, supported by Wadsworth, for the opioid settlement. Is it a certain amount that we get each time, or it's different each time?
I can't tell you the dollar amount, but the percentages of what we're going to get of the total amount that comes to the state is identified. But how much we get depends on whether some communities opt out of participating, then the pot still is the same size. If there's fewer communities, then we would get a larger amount.
Okay. Thank you. So moved by Roscoe, supported by Wadsworth, to support the opioid settlement. Roscoe?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have up is animal shelter intergovernmental agreement. I concur with the recommendation of Roger Salvo, police captain, as well as legal counsel, and respectfully request council authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached intergovernmental agreement with Van Buren Township and Garden City for the shared services of our animal shelter.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve of the animal shelter intergovernmental agreement with Van Buren Township and the city of Garden City.
Support.
Moved by Wadsworth, supported by Abdo, for the animal shelter intergovernmental agreement between Van Buren Township and Garden City. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yeah, I got a question,
Oh,
though.
I'm sorry.
No
Discussion.
worries.
Go ahead.
Who's here to answer the question?
Captain
Oh,
Harris.
there she go. I thought Inkster was a part of this, too.
Yes, ma'am. So currently, they are negotiating with Inkster.
Okay.
And some contracts issues that they were having.
Got it.
So with the current contract moving forward, it hasn't been updated since 2016.
Right.
And so with everything and cost and prices going up, it really was time for us to bring to the table and negotiate a new contract.
Okay.
The city of Inkster, the negotiations there are not where we needed them to be. And so we're going to move forward with the other two communities now while we still figure that out.
You think they're going to come on board or no?
Captain Sawa would really do that,
Okay.
but it's more or less of a paying the bill kind of issue.
Yeah.
And so until they get current, we're not going to move forward with them.
Gotcha.
We're going to try to make it the best place for our community and
Right.
for the communities that are paying the bills on it.
Thank you, Kat.
You're very welcome.
And yes, Madam Chair.
Yeah, and that makes sense if they can't pay the bill. So Tally,
Yes.
Abdo,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, and also thank you and Captain Sawa for going through this. Like you said, it's been 2014 since the last time it's updated, so it's important to go through there and make sure it's reflective with what it is, so we're not losing tax dollars on this one as well, so thank you. The next item I have is for sole source purchase, for RPD, and I concur with the recommendation of Nicole Harris, Police Captain, Christina Parker, Purchasing Director, and Legal Counsel, and respectfully request council authorize upgrade of the V Viper 911 system, including all related hardware and software, and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into both the 5-year software support maintenance contract with the 4-year equipment maintenance contract for the PSAP from the sole source provider at AT&T at a total cost of $213,521.80. I further respectfully request council authorize the extension of contracts for the software maintenance support contract and for the equipment maintenance contract following the initial contract terms until such time that the equipment is replaced. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has verified the funds for this acquisition are currently available in the 9/11 Service Fund.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I'd like to concur with the administration and authorize the upgrade of the V Viper 911 system, including all related hardware and software, and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into both the 5-year software support maintenance contract and the 4-year equipment maintenance contract for the PSAP from the sole source provider, AT&T, at a total cost of $213,521.80.
Support.
Motion by Tally, supported by Roscoe. Discussion. I have a question. What are these?
Yes, ma'am. So the V-Viper system is the system that allows the city of Romulus residents to call 911 and have it routed to our PSAP center. So that way, when you dial 911 from anywhere in the city of Romulus, it's routed then to our dispatch center, so that way you get the city of Romulus. It provides that essential service for our citizens.
We don't have that now?
Yes, ma'am, we currently do. We're on year 5 of the maintenance agreement, which expires in August. And so what we don't want to happen is what has happened in the past, where we didn't update it as needed, and we get into an emergency purchase situation. So myself and IT Director Stephen Dudak have been working together to pre-plan for this, and knowing that it expires, so that way we budget appropriately and we get everything locked in before it expires, so we make sure there's no interruption of services.
Madam Chairman,
So this $213,521, how long is that, does that account us for? I mean, how,
For 5 years, ma'am.
5 years? Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
oh, yes, this also works on a cell phone, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
So Councilman Tally,
Yes.
Roscoe,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Abdo,
Yes.
Wadsworth,
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. And great work to our PD and IT for working together on this one. We want to make sure that when our residents call 911, they're heard, so thank you very much. Very important work.
Excuse me
We
if
gotta
I
make
can
the second
interrupt.
motion?
Yeah, there's a second
Yeah,
motion
I'd like
to
to
this.
just make the motion to concur with the administration and authorize the extension of contracts for the software maintenance support contract and for the equipment maintenance contract following their initial contract terms until such time that the equipment is replaced.
Support.
Tally, Abdo, Moved by Tally, supported by Abdo to concur with the administration to authorize for the extension of the contract for the software maintenance support contract for the equipment maintenance contract, following their initial contract terms until such time of the equipment is replaced. Tally?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have up is a membership approval for transportation improvement software and other sole sources purchase. I concur with the recommendation of Nicole Harris, Police Captain, and Gary Harris, Purchasing Director, and respectfully request City Council authorize the sole source purchase of one-year membership with Transportation Improvement Association for the City of Romulus Police Department at a total cost of $9,308 with the option to extend the membership on a yearly basis if services prove to be beneficial under the terms of the sole source purchases exception in section 39-11, subsection D, subsection 1F of the City of Romulus Purchasing Ordinance. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has verified that funds for this acquisition are available in Public Safety Fund.
To the chair.
Yes.
I'd like to make that motion to concur with administration and authorize the sole source purchase of a one-year membership with the Transportation Improvement Association for the City of Romulus Police Department at a total cost of $9,308 with the option to extend the membership on a yearly basis if services prove to be beneficial under the terms of the sole source. Purchases exception in section 39-11, subsection D, subsection 1F of the City of Romulus Purchasing Ordinance.
Support.
Supported by Tally. Motion by Tally, supported by Wadsworth for the sole source purchase membership approval, transportation improvement software. Can I have ask a question? You guys spend a lot of money. Now, what is this for?
So TIA is Transportation Improvement Association. It is very well known in Oakland County and communities like Novi, Northville, Farmington Hills, and Canton. And they're breaking into Wayne County. Right now, they're currently in Grosse Pointe Farms and Grosse Pointe Park. And what they offer is a full package that focuses on the 3 E's in transportation services: engineering, enforcement, and education. So in the engineering aspect, they will actually do road studies. So a lot of times as the police captain in operations, I get a lot of calls that are traffic complaints or traffic-related complaints. In my 20 years of police experience, sometimes I can answer those questions, no problem. But when it comes to the engineering aspect, I'm not an engineer. So this company allows us for one fee to reach out to them and say, this citizen feels like there should be a stop sign on the street. We're not sure. They'll now come out, they'll send their actual engineers out and they'll take care of it. Then they focus on education. So a lot of us who are Romulus residents and graduated from high school will remember we used to have education in our schools around prom time when they talked about drunk driving. When they came out, and now we have distracted driving. We didn't have cell phones going when we were kids in high school, but now our teenagers do. So they obtain grant money from the state of Michigan, and they'll come into our schools and they'll provide training and education on distracted driving. They'll hold classes on drinking and driving and the negative effects of it, and they'll help do it with us, with our SRO officer. And then they focus on enforcement. I know that a lot of you guys will hear on the news of things like Operation Ghost Rider. And a lot of communities around us participate in it. They'll help us to participate in it, where they'll provide a rental car and a spotter, and they'll go out there and they'll ride up and down the highways, they'll ride up and down our main streets, and they'll call out people who are texting and driving, who are eating their breakfast and driving, all those distracted drivings, and they'll help us be more proactive in our enforcement of it. So I'm asking for a 1-year contract with the option to sign on, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to get into a 5-year agreement with them and then we find that our funds are not being utilized in the best way they can. So TIA has said, we are so positive that you will love our company and our services. We'll allow you to do a 1-year contract. And then once you see that this money is worth your while, then you can sign on for more years if you're willing to. I would love this to be a long-term relationship, but I want to first be respectful of the money that we're spending at the police department. So we've asked for a 1-year agreement to start.
And can you make sure, as we move forward with this program, because some of the things I would love for that to get back into the schools.
Yes.
I'd love for that. So can you make sure we get an update so we can see and not wait until you bring it back before us of how it's really benefiting us?
Yeah, absolutely, certainly,
Appreciate it.
of course.
Thank you. Moved by Tally, supported by Wadsworth. Tally?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have up is another sole source purchase of 5 security cards from Print Elect for elections. I concur with the recommendation of Dejan Hockenhall, Deputy Clerk, and Christina Parker, Purchasing Director, and respectfully request City Council authorize the sole source purchase of 5 Voters Choice X Card 4,000 security cards from Print Elect for the City of Romulus Clerk's Office in the amount of $14,955. Gary Harris, Assistant Finance Director, has verified that the funds for this acquisition are available in our general fund elections expense account.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and authorize the sole source purchase of 5 Voters Choice EX Cart 4,000 security cards from Print Elect for the City of Romulus's Clerk's Office in the amount of $14,955.
Support.
Moved by Roscoe, supported by Wadsworth, for the sole source purchase of 5 security cards from Printer Elect for election. Roscoe?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have up is for the purchase of Dell 24 electronic poll books. I concur with the recommendation of Jennifer Madison, Assistant Director of Technology Services, and Christina Parker, Purchasing Director, and respectfully request council's authorization to piggyback on the State of Michigan My Deal Program Contract 071B6600111 for the purchase of 24 Dell electronic poll books, total cost of $17,192.16. Gary Harris, Assistant Finance Director, has verified that the funds for this purchase are currently available in the Technology Services Fund Supply Expense Account.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the State of Michigan's My Deal Program Contract Number 071B6600111 for the purchase of 24 Dell electronic poll books for the total cost of $17,192.16.
I second that motion.
Moved by Roscoe, supported by Tally, to piggyback on the My Deal contract deal for Dell 24 electronic poll book for the election. I would just ask a question. Are we getting rid of the old ones and replacing those?
I'll have to ask our IT department of what happened, with the laptops we turned in.
Yes, the existing poll books are end of life. They're Windows 10. They're not compatible with Windows 11. The state's moving towards the Windows 11 compatibility. I think we purchased these, I may be wrong, but like 2015, 20 something. Yeah, they're fairly old, so it's time to upgrade and replace them. And so that the old ones will be disposed of.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't need that many. I know we need to upgrade constantly.
Yeah, it's for all the polling stations throughout the city, and there's 2 per polling location.
Yes.
So, yep.
Thank you. Moved by Roscoe, supported by Tally. Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have up is the Aerotropolis interlocal agreement. I concur with the recommendation of Kevin Kraus, Director of Community Safety and Development and Legal Counsel, and respectfully request council authorize mayor and clerk to enter into the attached amended Aerotropolis interlocal agreement.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve the Aerotropolis interlocal agreement.
I second that motion.
Mr. Wadsworth. Tally. Moved by Wadsworth, second by Tally to, for the Aerotropolis international agreement. I have a question. Mayor, what is this about with Airtropolis?
I have Kevin Kraus here, I can speak on that real quick. He works closely with Chris Goodward from Airtropolis.
Evening, Council. So this is a long-standing agreement that we've had with Airtropolis as a participating partner. And anytime there's an amendment to the agreement, it has to go in front of all the boards and commissions for all the cities that participate in order to get the agreement. And there was a request made by Wayne County Executive Warren Evans to separate basically the airport's representation and the county's representation. Because before it was all under one umbrella, so now it's separated, and the executive has the ability to make or appoint his 2 members, and then that gets approved by the commission, the Wayne County Commission. So that's the amendment in this agreement that changes. Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering what, it's a thick packet, but what do it really mean?
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
That's it. Moved by Wadsworth, supported by Tally, to agree to the Airtropolis International Agreement. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you. The next item I have up is a budget amendment. I'm hereby requesting introduction of budget amendment 24-25-2 to recognize fiscal year 23-24 federal SBA earmark revenue expenditures extension for the period through December 31st, 2024.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and introduce budget amendment 24-25-2 to recognize fiscal year 23-24 federal SBA earmark revenue expenditures extension for the period through December 31st, 2024.
I second that motion, and I have a question.
Moved by Roscoe, supported by Tally. Discussion?
Yeah, Kevin, quick question. So this is the SBA money, we've been giving out grants to the different businesses, correct?
Correct.
So do we have still quite a bit left to give out, or where are we at in that process?
No, so a lot of the money is already allocated and ready for funding. It was just we were crossing fiscal years. And
Okay.
We just had to make that 6-month extension to the end of this calendar year.
Okay.
Because it's based on calendar years, not our fiscal year.
I got
So
you.
we're extending that out. So the money's been allocated, and we're continuing to work through all of the
Okay.
programs that the money was allocated for.
Okay, no, sounds good, thank you.
Yep.
And I have a question. So what was the total amount of that grant? Or
That was a $1 million earmark from Rashida Tlaib's office.
from the federal government?
Yep, yep. yep.
Okay, because everybody has to vote on it.
Yep.
Sometimes they try to take credit, but, so is it $517,185 left, or is that how much been spent?
No, that's what's left and it's moving forward. A lot of that money is already in the programming, but that's what we haven't paid out on invoices yet. So we're moving it forward across fiscal years.
So who gets this?
So there's workforce development, there's the small business administration grants that we work through with that programming. There's placemaking within the downtown district. There's a number of different programs that were all lined out in the program that we submitted when we were awarded the earmark.
So I would like to see that, because this is my first time knowing that, you say she got us 1 million?
Yep.
Or she voted on with the rest of them to get us 1 million? Yeah, so I would like to see, who all benefited from that, because this is like the first time I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
Yep.
Before you leave, sir,
Yep.
she's in the 12th district, right? This is the 13th.
She is currently now,
This
yeah.
was
So
before.
this was before the redistricting,
Okay,
yeah.
so what is Vanadar? Is he,
I'm sorry?
Sri Vanadar,
Yeah.
the congressperson now,
Correct.
13th district. He's been flaunting on television that he's doing a lot of, getting a lot of monies for Romulus and for the downriver area. Is there any verification to that claim?
So each of the representatives for the different districts are allowed to select 15 different projects that they move forward to committee, and that then they are then voted on, and then goes to the Ways and Means,
Sure.
which get approval, and then ultimately get combined into the omnibus bill, which is the budget.
Sure.
So all of that process has pretty much occurred, and it's just kind of sitting there waiting for the federal government to decide when they're going to pass the budget.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, there's a lot of discussion about it, but nothing's officially hit anyone's bank accounts yet.
Okay, I got you. Thank
Yep.
you.
Moved by Roscoe, supported by Tally, Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, and that will conclude my report for this evening.
Whew.
Long report, but a lot of good work, and we did it without council working with us, so thank you. And thank you to the administration for the directors doing all the hard work, so thank you.
Number 6 is the clerk's report. Madam Chair and Council, I have one action item. Before I ask that you take action on that agenda item, just have one quick announcement is beginning the July 27th Saturday, our early voting starts, which will be held at the old 34th District Court. It'll begin Saturday, July 27th, and end Sunday, August 4th. A little change from the February election, so the times have changed. So during the week, early voting will be available from 9 a.m. to 5 o'clock. We wanted to kind of add it a little bit later for residents, and then on weekends, it'll be from 8 to 4. So again, 8 to 4 on weekends and 9 to 5 during the week. And also, just want to say thank you, Council, for your approval for purchase of the security cards with a lot of equipment that we have and the moving around from polling location to our records building. Things get a little banged up, and so we want to keep things secure and intact. So thank you so much for that. And with that, the action item is we're requesting certification of proposed special assessment role on Merriman, Wickham, Wick, Smith, and Vining Roads Enhancement District. So upon hearing the comments and/or objections from the special meeting public hearing that was held this evening at 6:45, it is requested that council adopt a resolution to confirm and certify the proposed special assessment role for the Merriman, Wickham, Wick, Smith, and Vining Roads Enhancement District.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion for certification of proposed special assessment role for Merriman, Wickham, Wick, Smith, and Vining Roads Enhancement District.
Second that motion with a comment.
Moved by Roscoe, second by Tally. Discussion?
Yes, I want to thank the gentleman from the MB Suites that came out. We've been going through this process, but no one has come out and said anything, so that was really encouraging to see him come out and speak, not out of negativity, but just out of, just wanted to get to know what was going on, and I appreciate that him coming out doing that, and I know the mayor, your team is going to make sure we stay connected with them and, look at that process so that they are informed about these costs that they're going to be taking on. And like he said, they're valid questions. If they're going to be assessed this, they need to be looped in and in the know. So thank you.
You're welcome. If I can just comment on that too, the reason we're having these quarterly meetings with the hotel district is an economic engine in itself in this city. We have the airport, we have our industry, but we have the hotel district. So we have these quarterly meetings with them to talk about what can we do to make them succeed and build a partnership with them, but also hold them accountable. We've ramped up code enforcement there. There's some nefarious activity we want to see gone. So it's really a good meeting to hear their concerns over there and thoughts, but they're not going anywhere, neither are we. So we want to make sure we have a good relationship with them. But also as we try to work together to raise that standard, raise that bar over in that area, and we can see the change happening. It's good to see him invest here, but I'm absolutely encouraged to see him come here and want to have some say-so in how we beautify that district, so very good to see.
Yes.
Yeah, and I kind of got tickled about the benches. You try to put the benches out there, and then all of a sudden you got people sleeping on them.
That is true.
Thank you for the thought. So we moved by Roscoe, supported by Tally, for the certification proposal, special assessment role, Merriman, Wickham, Wick, Smith, and Vining Road Enhancement District. Roscoe?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, Council. That concludes the action item. However, for your information, we have an MML annual meeting notice that we provided for you with information. And that concludes the clerk's report. Takes us to number 7, the treasurer's report.
Thank you and good evening. I have no items under my report this evening.
Thank you. Number 8 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience and who would like to address our city council. The rules to address city council can be found in the back of the meeting agenda. To address city council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note that members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first, and further note that you will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. Madam Chair, I do have one written request, and this is from Miss Olivia Ross.
Yes.
To the mayor and council, I just have one quick question. In my neighborhood, we've been having a lot of discussions about what's going on in the city around us. And by that I mean, I'm looking at Romulus in general, and I'm like, we are industrial. We've got buildings over here and trucking places over here. We have everything going on, but we don't have a grocery store. We don't have a place where we can go say, I want to do something. In Romulus, I had company to come from out of town, and I was like, baby, we got to go to Westlake. We got to go to Garden City or Belleville or somewhere else. And I don't want it to be, I see my taxes going up, but I don't see anything that's coming in to offset this. And I'm like, I remember Oakley as mayor. Yeah, we count rooftops. Mackinac, she built a subdivision behind my house. We were counting rooftops. Burcroft, counting rooftops. You haven't said it yet. But we're always talking about rooftops. How can we have rooftops when the prime land that I see is industrial? So I just want to know, do we have plans in the future to do something to offset this so maybe we can get a grocery store? Maybe we can get something to come in here and to help us as taxpayers with our tax burden, because we're going to be moved out in a minute, because I don't know what's going to go across the street from me. They might have a truck stop across the street. You see what I'm saying? The land is being bought up for this construction and industrial, and I'm like, that's not fair to us, because I've been here for a long time. And that's not what I came here for. So.
Thank you. Through the chair, yeah, that's a great question, and I'd love to have a solid answer for you right now, but it really revolves around economic development. And I'm going to play the rooftops card, because you have to make it an attractive economic environment to bring a Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or bring a restaurant here. So Romulus has 25,000 rooftops. We just approved, and we're under construction over by the Gateway Sub, another 91 new homes, so we're adding rooftops. Kevin and his team has been very aggressive too to market city properties so we can add additional rooftops, because then we can go to, and I don't want to single out a Wendy's or anybody or a Chick-fil-A and say, hey, now we have X amount of rooftops, X amount of, and it's not just rooftops, it's median income. So some of the things that we have right now that are growing as industrial is bringing jobs to the area too, and so jobs also makes it more attractive. So if we have 500 jobs in an area, it's going to make it more attractive for a restaurant to come, because they got to feed the 500 jobs. I'll use Kelsey Hayes for an example. I always go to that one. 1,500 jobs, but you had Daly's Drive-In, you had JoJo's store, you had different stores and retail around there that focused on that economic engine that was Kelsey Hayes. So we don't have an answer for that yet, and I would love to have a grocery store. We had a meeting last week talking to economic development about it. About it's still that issue where it's hard to buy a pair of socks in the city of Romulus. And we're one of the major hubs in Wayne County, so we're still working hard on it. We're still focused on it. We'll talk to anybody about a grocery store on any site. There are a couple that are interested right now, but we've seen too many things come and go in the city, so I don't want to weigh down that path of, hey, they're coming now because we see it coming soon, and then they take the sign down, right? So I'm hesitant to talk about it until it looks concrete, but if we continue to develop that economic environment where they're going to make a profit, they're going to keep looking over here. And right now, there's a lot more eyes on Romulus than there was. Tesla, for instance. So you think somebody's not looking at that site next to Tesla? Now I have 40 sites where somebody's got to sit and charge their car. I want to put my restaurant right there. And that's really the vision we have. Can we guarantee that's gonna happen? No, but all we can do is create that environment where it looks attractive to them to get off the highway and spend some money here in the city of Romulus, and then we'll make it more attractive. We've had some retail startups a few years ago in front of the hotel, and that's why we use that hotel as an economic engine. So not only are we 25,000 residents or 6,000 rooftops, or vice versa, we also have 4,000 hotel rooms here. So that's more hotels than anybody in Wayne County other than Detroit. So then they go, "Ooh, I gotta feed these people, right?" So we're trying to cultivate that economic environment, add the rooftops, add the jobs, work on a hotel district so it looks inviting to somebody, and then hopefully we answer that question. But we do have Kroger's. I know it's not a grocery store where you can go and pick them up, but you gotta try that Kroger's. It's a great delivery. They came to my house at 5:30 the other day. My wife types in what food she wants and they bring it. And if they don't have what you want, they give you more of something else, or they give you a credit. So it's a great opportunity, but it takes a little bit of this. I'm not the best at that, so the wife has to do it. And but it's a great opportunity. They bring fresh food that's professional and it's refrigerated. But we're going to continue to work on Aldi's or Meijer's Mini Fresh or one of those. We're going to continue to work on them. But at the end of the day, they have a business model. If we don't fit their business model, they're not coming here. So we got to continue to work to create that business model that suits their needs. That's the best, most honest answer I can give you. I don't want to go down the weed and make false campaign promises or anything, but that's what we continue to work on.
And I would like to say this, Ms. Ross, a lot of times it's just not what we can do, it's what the residents can do, because we vote every time it's an election. And those people that we send to Lansing and that we send to DC, they can also help to make sure they lobbyists for us, because they're dealing with people that we may not see on a regular basis. So I advise all residents, as much as they can, to call their different elected officials that's on the state level and the federal level, and tell them to speak up for Romulus, because for a long time, I would tell people, I lived in Romulus, and they say, where is that, Romeo? You know, Romeo is east. So when you passed the airport, it was like Romulus didn't even exist. We're beginning to get on the map, but for so long, the airport just swallows Romulus up. It was like the airport and that's it, Ann Arbor. So I would say to you as a resident, and I know you have a strong voice, call your state reps, call your state senators and your Congress folks, and let them know that you're disappointed in the service that you're not getting from them. Because Detroit has always been said it will never come back and look at it. And we can be the same way if we get the support that Detroit get. So I would advise you to tell your neighbors, let us all get on the same line and let's start calling, let's ring their phones off until they can't ring anymore, so we can get the type of help that other cities are getting, because I don't think Romulus is getting a fair shake. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair, just in response, I'm looking at a study here, and it's a recent study, and it just quickly, if I could just talk about it quick. It says retail and restaurants used to follow the rooftops, because I hear that word often around it when we talk about retail outlets. Used to follow the rooftops as corporate facilities opened and employees moved in. And it says now retail and restaurants are needed to attract employers. It used to be that if you got the large manufacturer, then the rooftops would follow, and then the retail would follow that, according to the study. Now you have to have a certain quality of life to appeal to younger millennials and Gen Zers that are settling in these communities. You have to have the cool coffee shop and the cool brewery, but then they also want to have a Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A or Target. And communities are now focusing on getting those things so that they can compete to attract employers. So I hear what you're saying, Mayor. Somewhere in there, you're absolutely right. But then again, nowadays they're saying it's sort of flipping now, because you have to attract, right? You have to attract the Gen Zers and the millennials, because this city is we're about 25,000 people, and I'm not sure of the demographics, if you will, the age and things of that nature. I just know about the racial makeup. But this is a very interesting study, and obviously maybe it's something that can help us point to the fact that we need to do something to attract the retailers, to attract the big manufacturers, and even the Chick-fil-A, because over on I think it's on what is that? Wick Road, I think it is. We have we have, I think it's Wayne Road. We have the Big Boy, is that Wayne Road? Or the Big Boy, is that?
Merriman?
Merriman, I'm sorry, Merriman, yep. So we have the Big Boy, we have the Starbucks, I think, we have there's a Lefty cheesesteak, which is absolutely horrible. Those things are. I went there one time, I don't like Lefty cheesesteak. That's just my preference, but my point is, those are some relatively modern, if you will, or because young people like, I know my granddaughter loves a Lefty cheesesteak. So I say all that to say this, we have to probably do a little bit more to try and attract that type of environment in order to be able to address the situation with the grocery store, because everybody knows that the Romulus Market downtown, I go past every day and it's been shuttered for about 9 years now. But I remember I used to go there and I used to buy, food and fruits, and it was a pretty decent store. Then the prices started spiraling out of control. They started going up in subsequent to that. Yep, exactly. Then it closed down. So I understand what you're saying, and so we have to try and work collectively to try and figure out a way to get a major retailer, because I get tired of shopping at Kroger over on Belleville Road, spending, the sales merchandise tax over there. I get tired of going over to the Myers up here in Belleville as well to do my shopping. So I feel absolutely 100% behind what you're saying. I think a lot of residents are saying the same thing, because as I walk through the city and talk to residents, that's one of the major things, other than roads, of course, but that's one of the major things that people talk about. They want to have some pride to be able to go to a restaurant where they can take their family, they can sit down and have dinner, or they can go to the retailer to buy some groceries. So again, Mayor, I'm with you 100%. Whatever we need to do collectively to try and get that thing done, I think we need to go in that direction.
It also takes private investment. I mean, we've had Chick-fil-A look at traffic counts, and the work that Kevin's done with retail strategies to take those numbers and that data to them, and I keep going back to them. But they found a site in Romulus they wanted to come to, but the owner of that property didn't want to sell to him because it was competition with what he owns. So there's a lot of pieces moving around here that we're trying to work with to make. Like I said, if you create that environment where everybody's going to win, we'll get them.
Okay.
We're just going to keep pushing hard to create that environment, and the details with retail strategy and how we work. We had somebody that wanted to buy the market downtown, and he had a sale price, and they had a vision for what they wanted to do, and they made an offer, and he raised the price up. We can't control that private industry. We can just try to find people that we want to partnership and continue to work with. So I think that we're getting close. We're nowhere near where we need to be yet, but we're getting close, and we'd love to see those things happen around here too.
Let's keep fighting for it. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Madam Chair, that was the only written request that we had.
We'll close that out.
Yes, ma'am. That takes us, number 9 is unfinished business.
Through the chair.
Sorry.
Sorry, just a quick, I wanted to report back on, council was working with me on the redistricting for the Senate maps. And right now, the map that was adapted was the Crane map. And that keeps Romulus whole, and in District 4 was what we wanted, so it was great news for us. There's still a process going through that's being adopted, but it looks like we're being left whole. And I heard from another mayor in a surrounding community who was gutted, and they were cut in half. And they had a council member trying to get on there and couldn't even talk. And they said that they had heard me on there talking, and I spoke with, on behalf of City Council with that unanimous resolution in my hand. So that made my voice louder, so thank you for that. And it looks like we were heard. We'll continue watching these things. And I just want to report back, and it looks like we're out of the woods, and it looks like we're going to be left whole, and we're going to be left in District 4 with one senator. And that mayor right now that I was talking to is aware that he's been cut in half, and he understands exactly how weak it makes this community right now. So thank you for helping me with that, and we all got in a room together, and we worked together, and it looks like we're going to be okay on this one.
Yes.
Any more unfinished business? Number 10 is new business. Number 11 is warrant. There are 2 warrants on the agenda for approval. Are warrants 24-14 and warrant 24-14A.
Through the chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 24-14 in the following amounts. General Fund, $197,962.59. Major Street Fund, $2,358.99. Local Street Fund, $6,625.29. Public Safety Fund, $39,188.97. Cable TV, $40.72. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $3,478.34. Street Lighting Fund, $54,993.98. Oakwood SAD, $231.44. Tax Increment Finance Authority, $5,614.86. Downtown Development Authority, $26,174.49. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $11,680. 911 Service Fund, $648.94. Drug Law Enforcement Fund, $432.93. Library Fund, $40,179.35. Sewer Debt Service, $1,200. Water Debt Service, $700. Binding Road Extension, E-Course Construction, $5,979.29. Water and Sewer Fund, $244,911.77. Motor Vehicle, $164,224.99. Technology Services, $35,772.54. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $10,894.61. Property and Liability Insurance Fund, $562,830. Revolving Fund, $5,275. Current tax, $113.13. Impressed Payroll Fund, $9,558.30. Delinquent Personal Property Fund, $665.21. Totaling all funds, $1,431,735.73.
I second that motion.
Moved by Abdo, second by Tally, to approval of the warrant 24-14 for checks presented in the amount of $1,434,735.73. Abdo?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, council, and there's a,
Mr. Chair?
okay.
I'll make,
Yeah.
you got it. I'll make a motion that we pay warrant 24-14A in the following amounts. Total for Fund 101, General Fund, $10,400. Downtown Development Authority, $150. Totaling $10,550.
I second that motion.
Moved by Abdo, supported by Tally, to approval of warrant number 24-14A for checks presented in the amount of $10,550. Abdo?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Number 12 is communication. You wanna go first?
Go ahead.
So,
Yeah, okay, I'll go first. I was waiting on you, Miss Kelly. Our next Music in the Park is August 9th, and it will be the Shagadelics, the 70s district disco era. Okay, they want you to wear your best 70s outfit and get a ticket to enter a drawing for 55-inch TV. Now, that gives you
Initiative.
initiative to dress up.
I've got a little leisure suit I got in my closet
Yep,
from the
drag your old
70s.
clothes, all your ruffles out. But anyways, that is August 9th, and that is at the Romulus Historical Park. Starts at 7 o'clock, goes to about 9:30. And again, the music part is all free. Usually got vendors out there and whatever if you want to purchase anything. But you can also bring your own refreshments and your own food out there to eat. Bring your chairs and enjoy a free music in the park.
Through the chair.
That's all I have
Thank you.
tonight.
okay.
Through the chair.
Through the chair. Oh.
I just wanted to also reiterate that we have a 50/50 there every week, and this week is for Relay for Life.
Oh, good to
So,
know.
Support the relay.
Okay, okay, thanks. Mrs. Through the chair, couple of things. The mayor mentioned the ribbon cutting we had for the Veterans Monument, which was amazing, long time coming. It was good to see so many people out in attendance supporting that, so great event. But we also had some other great events over the last couple of weeks as well. We had Patriots Day on July 13th. That was a great day. It was a very good weather. It was a nice turn. It was good to see all the bikes ride across there during that day. So thank you for that, Mayor. It was just really good to see the motorcycles out there. We had the music in the park on the 12th. That was really great. And then we also had a ribbon cutting for First Choice Urgent Care over there on E-Course. It used to be, I think it was Suburban Occupational. Yeah, so now it's First Choice Urgent Care, and they had their ribbon cutting. Very exciting as well. And then the mayor had his one community meeting at Rommel on Tuesday, very great. And just like you, Ms. Ross, people were asking questions about the grocery store, and the mayor addressed those as well, and about all the good, great things that's going on in the city, but also the challenges as well, and that's what those forums are for. To bring anything you want to ask him. I love the way he handles those, because he's very transparent about what he's saying and the questions that's being asked. So just know your concerns are out there, still out there circulating around, but like he said, and as he addressed the residents at that meeting, still trying to find solutions. So that was a great meeting. I want to talk about Relay for Life, Ms. Abdo, and we want to keep plugging for Relay for Life. They're still trying to build up teams. You can contact Shona Sylvie Baum at 734-754-3823. If you want to bring a team, they are looking to build up their team. It's growing, but they still could use some more. So keep that in mind for the Relay for Life. And then our Pumpkin Fest is coming up as we approve the agenda item for that. If you thought the 25th Pumpkin Fest was something, wait till you see the 26th. And that's all I'm going to say. Got to be there. It's going to be a great event for the 26th Pumpkin Fest this year. And then last but certainly not least, we have the return of the Jones Sub Back in the Day Festival, presented by the American Progressive Association. It's going to run July 26th, 27th, and 28th. On Friday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., they have a meet and greet. Saturday, 12 noon to 10 p.m. is games and entertainment. Sunday, from 2 to 6 is gospel celebration. Family and friends invited, live music, food, fun, and a 50-50 raffle. For booth rental availability, contact Taria Harris, 734-218-2386, or Ms. Carolyn Jones at 313-485-1312. And of course, it's at 35351 Beverly Road in Romulus. All are welcome and hope to see you there. That's this weekend. Thank you.
And I would just like to say this so people are not confused, because some people just don't want to understand the new way of doing things. When you say reunion, people think it's a family reunion. So I want to put it out there that it's actually for all of Romulus, because we had changed it to Romulus Community Festival. Somehow it kind of got jarred, but this event that Councilwoman Talley just mentioned is for all of Romulus, from the west to the east to the south to the north. They're all are welcome, and if anybody wants to buy a booth, because they have booth rental from Saturday and Sunday. On Friday, St. John Lodge will be frying fish, and they start early in the morning, so anybody that like a good hot fish sandwich. But I just wanted to make that clear, because even me, I thought that when you said Joe Sub reunion, it was a family reunion. It's not. That building has been there since the 40s. It's a community center, and it's for everyone. So everyone is welcome. So please feel free to come. It's a 3-day event. Bring the kids and enjoy yourself. Everybody's welcome.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Just a quick comment. Thank you, Councilwoman Taylor, for bringing that up. The Wounded America ride that we did, we brought that through Romulus for Patriots in the Park Day. Just to report out that event was able to raise over $25,000 to help our local veterans. So thank you to everybody who supported that event.
Nice.
And it's a good cause, so thank you.
Nice.
Communication. And We was off last week, almost forgot. Forgotten Harvest will be returning. It wasn't me. Forgotten Harvest was doing inventory. I love that vacation day off, felt like a year. But we'll be back there tomorrow from 10 to 12. Everyone's welcome. Thank you.
If there's no more comments, communication from council, number 13 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Wadsworth, supported by Abdo for adjournment. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes?
Any discussion?
No, funny lady.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Wadsworth? Abdo?
Yes.
Roscoe?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. I know, I'm messing.